A very good morning. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your weekday newscast that brings you five major stories from the world of business. It's Tuesday, Jan 14th, 2025. This is Nelson John. Let's get started. Mark Zuckerberg has announced that Meta is saying goodbye to independent fact-checking on Facebook and Instagram. Instead, they're rolling out a new system called Community Notes, similar to what is used on Elon Musk's X. This new setup will rely on users to flag false information through a consensus mechanism. Zuckerberg's big push here is to cut down on automatic post bans and broaden the type of political content allowed, aiming to reduce what he sees as excessive control by automated systems. In India, where Meta deals with a highly complex landscape of 18 languages, they currently work with 11 fact-checking partners. Shoik Das writes how the transition to community-driven fact-checking might struggle with accuracy, as seen with X's challenges in India, one of the world's biggest online markets. Yet, Meta might fine-tune its approach, possibly reintroduce some human oversight to strike a balance. Alivaa Hotels, a fledgling hospitality company backed by Ananta Capital, is expanding rapidly with an ambitious plan to manage 50 properties in 5 years using an asset-light model of leasing rather than owning properties. This trend of leasing properties is gaining traction among new-age hoteliers who see it as a way to reduce capital expenditure and increase agility in the competitive hospitality industry, reports Varuni Khosla. By renting properties and focusing on high-margin room services, companies like Alivaa can streamline operations and focus on profitability. This model is particularly appealing in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities where property ownership costs can be prohibitive. India is stepping up its game to improve quality standards for consumer products, taking cues from the US and EU. The government is aiming to weed out counterfeits by introducing random testing and focusing on high-risk items like electronics and toys, Dhirendra Kumar reports. This shake-up, managed by the Bureau of Indian Standards, along with other bodies like the Food Safety and Standards Authority for Food Items, is a response to concerns about nearly a third of the market's goods being fake. With stricter checks and a focus on transparency, India hopes to boost consumer confidence and ensure safety, paving the way for a thriving market that is projected to boom and create numerous jobs by 2030. The podcast industry in India, which boomed during the COVID-19 lockdowns, is now evolving from audio-only formats to include visual content, primarily on platforms like YouTube. Just like how we started at Top of the Morning, which was an audio-only podcast. Now we are here on YouTube. Back to the news. This shift is attracting a broader audience and making it easier to secure advertising and sponsorship. However, the increased production costs pose a challenge to profitable monetization. Amit Doshi of IVM podcast Pratilipi told Lata Jha that while viewership has skyrocketed with the addition of videos, the higher dropout rates on YouTube compared to audio-only formats suggest that engagement levels may vary. Industry insights suggest a diverse range of popular genres, from horror to self-help, that are thriving, particularly on Spotify. Yet there are concerns about the passive consumption of podcasts in public spaces, which might inflate viewership figures without reflecting genuine engagement. The landscape of consumer engagement is rapidly changing with the emergence of direct-to-consumer D2C brands. These companies are bypassing traditional retail pathways to connect directly with consumers, addressing niche markets often overlooked by larger corporations. Whether it's specializing hair care products or innovative mattresses, D2C brands are carving out significant spaces for themselves, writes Sunera Tandon. This shift is prompted by major industry players to adapt. Giants such as Hindustan Unilever and P&G are responding either by acquiring these nimble startups or launching their own D2C initiatives to stay competitive. It's an exciting era for both consumer and marketers as this new wave of personalization and direct engagement reshapes purchasing behaviors and product offerings. I can't wait to be back tomorrow to bring you the next episode of Top of the Morning. Until then, have an awesome Tuesday.